After all these years, is this fair?
You know that moment when your entire world just shatters? When the person you trusted most looks you dead in the eye and destroys everything you built together? Yeah, I lived that moment. Stay with the story, hit subscribe, and continue the journey. My name is Sarah, and 3 years ago, my husband Marcus walked out on our 7-year marriage for his coworker. Just left. Took his clothes, his laptop, and whatever was left of my dignity. He said he needed space to figure things out. For 3 years, I played the fool, waiting, hoping, making excuses for why he couldn't come home yet. My friends tried to tell me, my sister practically screamed it at me, but I was stuck in this loop of, our vows meant something and he'll come back when he's ready. Well, he came back all right, not to reconcile, not to apologize. He came back to ask me for a divorce so he could marry her. Can you believe that? 3 years of my life on pause, and he shows up with divorce papers and a smile. But you know what? That moment, that absolutely soul-crushing moment, was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because 6 months after I signed those papers, I married someone else. And not just anyone. I married Marcus's boss, his billionaire CEO boss. The man Marcus spent years trying to impress, sucking up to, desperately climbing the corporate ladder for. Yeah, that boss. And Marcus? Let's just say he's not handling it well. Not well at all. This is the story of how I went from doormat to diamond, from waiting wife to wanted woman, and how karma served the coldest dish I've ever witnessed. Grab your tea, get comfortable, because this story has more twists than a soap opera, except it's all real, and it's all mine. Let me take you back to the beginning, the before times, when I actually believed in happily ever after. Marcus and I met in college. He was studying business, I was getting my degree in marketing. We were those people, you know, the couple everyone thought would make it. We finished each other's sentences, had the same weird sense of humor, could spend hours talking about absolutely nothing. We got married right after graduation. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Nothing fancy, but it was perfect. It was us. I remember standing at that altar thinking, this is it. This is my person. This is forever. The first few years were good. Really good. We were broke. Sure, living in a tiny apartment with furniture from thrift stores and eating ramen more nights than I'd like to admit. But we were happy. We had plans, dreams. We were building something together. Marcus landed a job at Hartwell Industries, this massive tech company. Started as a junior analyst. The pay was decent and he was so excited. He'd come home every night telling me about his day, about his boss, Mr. Hartwell, about his coworkers. There was this one coworker he mentioned a lot, Jessica. Jessica helped me with the report today. Jessica thinks I should present it this way. Jessica's so smart, you should hear her ideas. I didn't think anything of it at first. I mean, why would I? I trusted him. Plus, I was busy with my own career, working at a small marketing firm downtown. Life was good. We were good. Or so I thought. It started small. Little things I told myself not to overthink. He'd come home late. Big project, he'd say. Mr. Hartwell is really pushing us. Okay, fine, I get it. Climbing the corporate ladder requires sacrifice. He stopped texting me during the day. Before, I'd get random messages, funny memes, thinking about you texts, pictures of his coffee with heart emojis. Then, nothing. When I asked about it, he got defensive. I'm busy, Sarah. I can't be on my phone all day. He started going to the gym. Now, let me be clear, I'm all for fitness. But Marcus went from couch potato to gym rat in like 2 weeks, and he started dressing differently. Better. Cologne, hair products, designer shirts. What's with the makeover? I asked one morning, trying to keep it light. He barely looked at me. I need to look professional. Image matters in my position. His position was junior analyst. But whatever. I swallowed my concerns and smiled. You look great, honey. The intimacy dried up, and I don't just mean physically, though, yeah, that too. But the emotional connection, the late-night talks, the feeling of being teammates, it all just evaporated. We became roommates who shared a last name. I tried. God, I tried. I'd plan date nights. He'd cancel. I'd cook his favorite meals. He'd eat in silence, scrolling through his phone. I'd try to talk about my day. He'd give me one-word answers. Marcus, is everything okay? Are we okay? I'm fine, we're fine. I'm just stressed about work. Work. Always work. Jessica. The projects. Mr. Hartwell's expectations. I heard about everyone and everything except us. It was like I'd become invisible in my own marriage. Then came the night that changed everything. March 15th. I'll never forget the date. I came home from work early, had a headache. My boss let me leave. I walked into our bedroom and found Marcus packing a suitcase. Not just throwing in some clothes for a business trip. I mean packing, clearing out drawers, taking his important documents, his laptop, his favorite books. What are you doing? My voice came out small, shaky. I already knew. Deep down, I knew. But I needed to hear him say it. He didn't even stop packing, just kept folding his clothes like I wasn't standing there falling apart. I need some space, Sarah. Space? What do you mean, space? For how long? I don't know, I need to figure some things out. Figure things out. Like our marriage was a math equation he couldn't solve. Like 7 years together was just a rough draft he needed to revise. Is there someone else? I asked. Stupid question. Of course there was someone else. You don't pack your entire life into a suitcase because you need to think. No. He lied straight to my face. This isn't about anyone else. This is about me needing to understand what I want from my life. What he wanted from his life. As if I wasn't part of that life. As if we hadn't built that life together from scratch. Please don't do this, I whispered. I'm not proud of it, but I begged. I actually begged him to stay. We can work through this. Whatever it is, we can fix it. Let's go to counseling. Let's take a vacation. I've already rented a place. He cut me off. I'll send you money for bills. We can talk in a few weeks. And just like that, he left. Walked out with his suitcase, got in his car, and drove away. 7 years, reduced to a suitcase and a promise to talk in a few weeks. I stood in that doorway for what felt like hours. The apartment that had been ours was suddenly just mine, and it felt too big and too empty all at once. My sister called that night. Sarah, you need to wake up. He's having an affair. Everyone can see it except you. He said he needs space. He needs space from his wife? No, he needs space to be with someone else without feeling guilty about it. File for divorce now. But I didn't listen. I couldn't. Because admitting that meant admitting I'd wasted 7 years on someone who could just leave. It meant admitting I was that woman, the one who got left behind, replaced, forgotten. So I did what any person in complete denial does. I waited. I made excuses. I kept his clothes in the closet. I set the table for 2, even though I ate alone. I told myself he'd come back once he cleared his head. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into 3 years. 3 years. I know what you're thinking. Sarah, girl, what were you doing? Trust me, I ask myself the same thing. But when you're in it, when you're in that fog of hope and denial and desperate love, time moves differently. You think, he called today, that's progress. He asked how I'm doing, he still cares. He said maybe soon, that means something. Meanwhile, my friends stopped inviting me out. They were tired of hearing about Marcus. My sisters stopped calling as much. My mom would just sigh whenever I brought him up. I became that person, the one stuck in limbo while life moved on without them. I was surviving, not living, working, coming home, waiting, working, coming home, waiting, a ghost in my own life. Then came the invitation that changed everything. My company was invited to Hartwell Industries' annual charity gala. Big fancy event, black tie, the works. My boss asked me to go as part of our team since we were hoping to land them as a client. I almost said no. Hartwell Industries, Marcus's company, the last place I wanted to be. But my boss really needed me there, and honestly, Some petty part of me wanted to show up looking amazing. 3 years of waiting had at least given me time to work on myself. I'd lost weight, not from trying, but from stress. Silver lining, I guess. I bought a new dress. Navy blue, elegant, showed off all the right things without trying too hard. Got my hair and makeup done. When I looked in the mirror that night, I barely recognized myself. For the first time in 3 years, I looked alive. The gala was everything you'd expect. Ice sculptures, champagne towers, people in designer outfits networking like their lives depended on it. I felt out of place for about 5 seconds, until I saw him, Marcus, standing by the bar with Jessica draped all over him. She was wearing a red dress that was definitely too tight, laughing too loud at something he'd said, her hand on his chest like she owned him. And the way he looked at her, that used to be reserved for me. My heart stopped, then it started racing. 3 years of wondering, hoping, denying, all of it crystallized into one brutal moment of clarity. This is what he left me for. This is where he'd been. This is who he chose. I must have made some kind of sound because my colleague touched my arm. "Sarah? You okay?" I couldn't speak, couldn't move. I just stared at my husband, who was still legally married to me, acting like a smitten teenager with his mistress. Then Marcus saw me. The color drained from his face. Jessica followed his gaze, and when she saw me, she actually smirked. Smirked, like this was some kind of victory. I turned to walk away, to run away really, and crashed directly into someone. Champagne went everywhere. All over my dress, his expensive suit, the floor. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't..." "It's quite all right," a deep voice said, amused rather than angry. "Though I think your dress got the worst of it." I looked up. And up. Because this man was tall, 6'3" easily, with salt and pepper hair styled perfectly, a strong jawline, and these incredibly kind gray eyes that crinkled when he smiled. He looked like he'd walked out of a cologne commercial, the expensive kind. "I'm really sorry," I stammered, trying to dab at the champagne on my dress with a napkin. "I wasn't watching where I was going." "Clearly something upset you," he observed, handing me his handkerchief. An actual cloth handkerchief. Who even carries those anymore? "Are you all right?" "I'm fine," I lied automatically. Then, because I was apparently done with lying, I added, "Actually, no. I just saw my husband with his mistress and they look really happy, and I'm covered in champagne at a work event, so not great." He laughed, not a mocking laugh, but a warm, understanding one. "Well, when you put it like that, I suppose a champagne bath is the least of your concerns. Can I get you a fresh drink? Something stronger than champagne, perhaps?" "You don't have to. I insist. Plus, I spilled on you too. It's the least I can do." We walked to a quieter corner of the venue, and he ordered me a glass of wine, a really good wine, the kind I could never afford. We sat at one of the high-top tables, and I found myself actually talking to him. Really talking. "How long has it been?" he asked gently. "Since he left?" 3 years, I admitted, the words tasting bitter. 3 years of I need space and I'm figuring things out. Meanwhile, clearly, he figured things out just fine. 3 years, he repeated slowly. "And you waited? Stupid, right?" I laughed, but it came out hollow. Everyone told me to move on, to file for divorce, but I kept thinking, marriage is supposed to mean something. Vows are supposed to mean something. "They are," he agreed, "to people who honor them. Your husband clearly doesn't fall into that category." Something about the way he said it, not judgmental, just matter of fact, made me feel less pathetic, less like a fool. "I'm William, by the way." He extended his hand. "William Hartwell." My brain short-circuited. William Hartwell, as in the William Hartwell, as in founder and CEO of Hartwell Industries, as in Marcus's boss, the billionaire everyone at his company worshipped, and I'd just spilled champagne all over him and dumped my marital problems in his lap. "Oh God," I groaned. I'm so sorry, Mr. Hartwell, I didn't realize..." Please call me William, and don't apologize. This is the most genuine conversation I've had at one of these events in years. Usually, it's just people trying to pitch me their ideas or asking for investments. Well, I'm Sarah, and I work in marketing, but I promise I'm not about to pitch you anything except maybe a therapy session because clearly, I need one. He laughed again. A real, genuine laugh that made his eyes crinkle. Sarah, it's nice to meet you properly. And for what it's worth, from what I've observed in the last 10 minutes, you deserve far better than what you've been settling for. 2 days after the gala, Marcus finally reached out. Not to apologize, not to explain, to ask me for a divorce. The audacity. We need to talk. Can you meet me at Paulson's Cafe tomorrow at 2? 3 years of radio silence, and suddenly he needs to talk. I knew what was coming. I'd seen it at the gala, but knowing didn't make it hurt less. I showed up early. Watched him walk in with that same confident stride, the one that used to make my heart skip. Now it just made me nauseous. He sat down, didn't even order anything, just got straight to business. Look, Sarah, I think it's time we both faced reality. This separation has gone on long enough. I think we should make it official. Make it official, I repeated flatly. You mean divorce? Yes, I think it's best for both of us. We can move on with our lives. I've already spoken to a lawyer and— You spoke to a lawyer, I interrupted. Before talking to your wife, before even explaining where you've been for 3 years. He had the decency to look uncomfortable. I've been figuring things out. With Jessica. His face went pale. How did you— I saw you. At the gala. You two looked very cozy for someone who just needs space. Silence. Heavy, crushing silence. Sarah? How long? I asked. My voice was surprisingly steady. How long were you sleeping with her before you left me? It wasn't like that. It just happened. We were working together, spending a lot of time together, and feelings developed. Feelings developed, I laughed, and it sounded slightly unhinged even to my own ears. Feelings don't just develop, Marcus. You made choices. Every single day you chose her over me. You chose to lie, to sneak around, to throw away 7 years for some office fling. It's not a fling, he snapped, finally showing some emotion. I love her, Sarah. I'm going to marry her. That's why I need the divorce. I want to do this right. Do this right? The man who'd been committing adultery for God knows how long wanted to do things right? You want to marry her, I said slowly. So you need me to get out of the way. That's what this is. 3 years, Marcus. 3 years you let me wait, let me hope, let me think you were coming back, and the whole time you were building a life with someone else. I didn't mean to hurt you. Sign the papers, I said quietly. Bring them over and I'll sign them. But I want you to know something. I waited for you. I loved you. I honored our marriage even when you didn't, and you threw that away for someone who was willing to sleep with a married man. Good luck with that foundation. I left before he could respond, before I could cry, before I could fall apart. That night, I did something I should have done 3 years ago. I called a divorce attorney. A good one. I want everything I'm entitled to, I told her. He abandoned the marriage. He committed adultery. I want what's mine, and then I want to never see him again. The attorney, a fierce woman named Patricia Chen, practically purred. Oh, honey, by the time we're done, he's going to regret ever walking out that door. The divorce process was brutal. Marcus thought it would be quick and simple. It wasn't. Patricia made sure of that. Community property, spousal support, the whole 9 yards. Turns out, when you abandon your wife for 3 years and commit adultery, the courts aren't super sympathetic. Marcus was furious. You're being vindictive, he accused during one of our mediation sessions. No, I corrected. I'm being fair. You don't get to destroy someone's life and walk away clean. During all this, something unexpected happened. William Hartwell kept in touch. It started innocently enough. He'd sent a message through LinkedIn the day after the gala. I hope you're doing all right. If you ever need to talk or just need a friend, I'm here." I didn't respond at first. I mean, why would a billionaire CEO want to stay in touch with the crying mess he'd met at a party? But he persisted, not in a creepy way, just friendly check-ins. "How are you today? I saw this article and thought of our conversation. There's a great coffee shop downtown if you need to escape for a bit." Eventually, I responded, and we started talking, really talking, about everything: life, work, dreams, disappointments, favorite movies, worst first dates, everything. He was easy to talk to, funny, smart, kind. And he listened, really listened, in a way Marcus never had. He remembered small details I'd mention. He'd send me articles about marketing trends because he knew I was passionate about my work. He made me feel seen. "I'm technically still married," I reminded him one day when our coffee meetup stretched into dinner. "I'm aware," he said with a slight smile. "I'm not trying to complicate your life, Sarah. I just enjoy your company. You're intelligent, funny, and remarkably strong for someone going through hell. Is it so wrong that I want to be your friend?" "Friend." He said friend, but the way he looked at me didn't feel entirely platonic. 6 months after that cafe meeting, the divorce was finalized. I sat in Patricia's office, signing the last of the papers, and felt nothing. I thought I'd cry. I thought it would hurt. But instead, I just felt free. "Congratulations," Patricia said, sliding the documents across her desk. "You're officially single and $50,000 richer, plus your settlement from the house." Marcus had tried to fight the settlement, but Patricia was ruthless. "Your client abandoned his marriage for 3 years to pursue an extramarital affair," she'd told his lawyer. "My client is entitled to compensation for emotional distress and financial hardship." We won. Not that money could fix what he'd broken, but it sure felt good to watch him write that check. During those 6 months, William and I had gotten closer. Much closer. He'd been there through every court date, every breakdown, every moment I doubted myself. He'd send flowers when I was stressed. He'd show up with takeout when I was too tired to cook. He'd just been there, steady, reliable. Everything Marcus wasn't. "I'm not trying to rush you," he'd said one evening. We were at his penthouse. Yes, actual penthouse with a view of the entire city, having dinner. "But I need you to know something. I care about you, Sarah, more than I probably should, and when you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'd like to see where this could go." My heart did this weird flip-flop thing. You're a billionaire CEO. You could have anyone. Why would you want someone's broken divorcee? He set down his wine glass and looked at me with those gray eyes that seemed to see straight through all my defenses. "You're not broken. You're healing. There's a difference, and I don't want anyone. I want you, your intelligence, your strength, your terrible sense of humor, your way of seeing the world. I want all of it." I kissed him. Right there in his ridiculous penthouse with the city lights twinkling below us, I kissed him. And he kissed me back like I was precious, like I mattered, like I was worth choosing. For the first time in 4 years, I felt wanted. We started dating officially after the divorce was finalized, and it was amazing. William treated me like I was the only woman in the world. Surprise weekend trips, romantic dinners, but also just normal couple stuff. Movie nights on the couch, grocery shopping together, meeting each other's friends. My sister met him and pulled me aside. "Sarah, this man looks at you like you hung the moon. Don't let your past with Marcus make you sabotage this." She was right. I was terrified of being hurt again, of being left again, of investing in someone who'd just walk away. But William was patient. He never pushed. He just kept showing up, kept proving he was different. 4 months into our relationship, he proposed. We were at this amazing restaurant, the kind with a waiting list 6 months long, and he got down on one knee right there in front of everyone. "Sarah," he said, "I know this might seem fast, and I know you've been hurt, but I have never been more certain of anything in my life. You make me laugh. You challenge me. You see me as just William, not as the CEO or the billionaire or any of the labels. You see me. Will you marry me? I said yes. Obviously, I said yes. We got married 2 months later. Small ceremony, just close friends and family. But it was perfect. It was everything my first wedding wasn't. Genuine, joyful, real. And Marcus? Oh, Marcus found out. The whole company found out. Because William wasn't exactly subtle about it. He introduced me at the next company meeting as my beautiful wife, Sarah Hartwell. The look on Marcus's face was priceless. Jessica's too. They'd both gone pale, staring at us like we were ghosts. I'd gone to visit William at his office one afternoon. We were planning to leave early for a weekend getaway, and I'd stopped by to surprise him with lunch. I was waiting in the lobby when I heard a familiar voice. Sarah? I turned. Marcus stood there, holding a stack of files, looking like he'd seen a ghost. He'd lost weight, had dark circles under his eyes, looked older somehow. Marcus? I said coolly. I heard you... everyone's been talking about you and Mr. Hartwell? William, I corrected. His name is William, and yes, we're married. Married. He repeated it like it was a foreign word. You're married to my boss, to a man who actually values me? Yes. He looked like I'd slapped him. Sarah, this is insane. How could you? And just like that, I laughed. Actually laughed. How could I? That's rich coming from you. You left me for 3 years, Marcus. 3 years. You made me wait while you played house with your mistress, and now you're upset because I moved on? That's different, he stammered. Jessica and I, we had a real connection, but this is you trying to get back at me, using my boss. Using him? My voice went dangerously quiet. You think I married a man to get revenge on you? Marcus, I hate to break it to you, but the world doesn't revolve around you. William and I fell in love. Real, actual love. The kind where someone shows up for you. The kind where someone doesn't need space to figure out if they want to be with you. You don't understand, he said desperately. Jessica and I, it's falling apart. She's not who I thought she was. She's obsessed with status, with money, with climbing the social ladder. Every conversation is about what we should buy next, where we should be seen. I thought, you thought she was better than me. I finished for him. You thought the grass was greener, and now you're realizing that the woman who was willing to sleep with a married man might not actually be wife material. Shocking. I made a mistake, he whispered. Sarah, I made a huge mistake. I threw away everything for... I see that now. When I see you with him, see how happy you are, I realize what I gave up. William appeared then. Stepping out of the elevator, his eyes immediately finding me. He took in the situation, me, Marcus, the tension, and his expression hardened. Sarah, darling, he said, sliding an arm around my waist and pressing a kiss to my temple. Ready for lunch? The casual intimacy of it, the easy affection, made Marcus flinch. Mr. Hartwell, Marcus said formally, straightening up. Sir. Marcus, William acknowledged coolly. I trust you're not bothering my wife? My wife. The way he said it, possessive, protective, proud, sent shivers down my spine. No, sir, we were just talking. Talking, William repeated, his tone making it clear exactly what he thought of that. Well, our conversation is over. Marcus, I believe you have the quarterly reports due by end of day? Yes, sir. Of course. Sir? Marcus shot me one last desperate look before scurrying away. Literally scurrying. The man who'd once swaggered out of our apartment now looked like a kicked puppy. William waited until he was gone, then turned to me with concern. Are you all right? What did he say to you? That he made a mistake. That Jessica isn't what he thought. That he regrets everything. I shook my head, leaning into William's touch. He wanted sympathy, I think. Or maybe forgiveness. Or maybe he wanted me to say it was okay. And what did you say? Nothing he wanted to hear. I told him the truth, that I moved on, that I'm happy. that his choices are not my problem anymore. William smiled, that wonderful, warm smile that still made my heart skip. I'm so proud of you. Come on, let's get out of here. I have reservations at that little Italian place you love. As we left the building, I glanced back one last time. Marcus stood by the elevators watching us leave, looking absolutely miserable. And I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no revenge, no lingering anger, just nothing. He was a stranger who'd once been important, a chapter that was closed. "What are you thinking about?" William asked as we slid into his car. "That I'm glad he left," I said honestly, "because if he hadn't, I never would have found you. I would have stayed in that mediocre marriage, accepting scraps of affection, thinking that was all I deserved. He did me a favor." "His loss," William murmured, kissing my hand, "is my greatest gain." That was 8 months ago. 8 months since the confrontation. 8 months of actually being happy. I need you to understand something. This isn't a revenge story. It's not about winning or making Marcus suffer. It's about realizing your worth and refusing to settle. My career took off. Turns out, when you're not emotionally drained from a dying marriage, you actually have energy for your work. I made senior marketing director at my firm. I'm good at what I do, and I finally have the confidence to show it. William and I, we're genuinely happy. Like, disgustingly happy. The kind of happy that makes my sister roll her eyes and say, "Get a room." We travel together, real trips, not work conferences. We cook together, even though we're both terrible at it. We have inside jokes and lazy Sunday mornings and all those little intimacies that make a relationship real. But here's the thing nobody tells you about moving on. It's not always smooth. I still have moments where the old wounds ache, where I wonder if I'm enough, where I worry that William will wake up one day and decide he wants something different, someone different. He knows. Of course he knows. And every time those doubts creep in, he's there. "I'm not him," he'll remind me gently. "I chose you. I choose you every day, and I'm not going anywhere." And slowly, day by day, I'm learning to believe it. As for Marcus, the company grapevine keeps me updated, even though I don't ask. He and Jessica broke up 3 months after William and I got married. Apparently, she'd been cheating on him. Ironic, right? With some executive from another company. She quit Hartwell Industries and moved to New York with her new guy. Marcus tried to get her back. Begged, actually. Sound familiar? But she was done. Told him he was too clingy and emotionally exhausting. The exact things he'd probably thought about me when he left. He tried to reach out to me once more, about 2 months ago. Sent a long email about how sorry he was, how he understood now what he'd lost, how he wished he could go back and change everything. I showed it to William. "What should I do?" I asked. "What do you want to do?" I thought about it, really thought about it. Did I want closure? An apology? To tell him off one more time? Nothing, I realized. I don't want to do anything. That part of my life is over. So I didn't respond. Just archived the email and moved on with my day. That's real closure, by the way. Not some dramatic final confrontation or perfectly crafted response. Just moving on. Living your life so fully that your past becomes irrelevant. I heard through the office gossip that Marcus still works at Hartwell Industries. He's still a junior analyst. Turns out spending 3 years focusing on an affair instead of your career doesn't lead to promotions. William says he's competent at his job, but that's about it. Nothing special, just another employee. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in a penthouse, married to a man who thinks I'm extraordinary, building a career I'm proud of, and actually living instead of just surviving. The universe has a funny way of working things out. Marcus thought he was upgrading, thought Jessica was better, more exciting, more whatever he was looking for, but he downgraded in every way that matters. He traded loyalty for lies, partnership for passion that burned out fast, and a wife who loved him for a woman who loved what he could do for her. And me? I traded settling for soaring. I learned that my worth isn't determined by someone else's inability to see it. I learned that sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the universe course correcting, pushing you towards something better. If you're going through something similar, if you're the one waiting, hoping, making excuses, please hear me. You deserve someone who is sure about you, not someone who needs space to figure out if you're worth staying for, not someone who keeps you in limbo while they explore their options, someone who is all in from day one, no hesitation. I wasted 3 years waiting for Marcus to choose me. 3 years I could have spent healing, growing, meeting William sooner. Don't make my mistake. Don't put your life on pause for someone who already pressed play on theirs. And if you're the one who got left, if you're picking up the pieces right now, wondering what you did wrong, wondering if you'll ever be enough, listen carefully. It wasn't about you. It was never about you. Some people are so broken, so lost, so caught up in their own issues that they couldn't recognize treasure if it hit them in the face. That's on them, not you. You are not too much. You are not enough. You are exactly right for someone who's ready to appreciate you. The right person won't make you question your worth. They won't need space to figure out if they want you. They won't keep you guessing or make you compete or let you settle for crumbs of attention. The right person will see you and think, yes, this one, I'm done looking. William tells me all the time that he can't believe his luck. That he'd been through his own share of relationships where he was valued more for his bank account than his personality. That finding me was like finding home. And I feel the same way. After years of begging for scraps of affection, I'm with someone who offers me the whole meal, freely, joyfully. That's what you deserve. That's what you should wait for. Not someone who tolerates you, but someone who celebrates you. So if your person left, let them go. Don't chase. Don't beg. Don't wait. Take that energy you were pouring into a dead relationship and invest it in yourself. Go to therapy. Pick up that hobby you abandoned. Spend time with friends who actually show up for you. Build the life you want. And trust that when you're ready, when you're whole on your own, the right person will find you. Maybe in a dramatic way like spilling champagne on them at a gala, or maybe in some quiet, ordinary moment, but they'll find you and you'll know. You'll just know. Last week, William and I celebrated our 1-year anniversary. We went back to the hotel where the gala was held, where we first met, where champagne went flying, where everything changed. Do you regret any of it? He asked as we danced in that same ballroom, now rented just for us. The pain, the waiting, what Marcus put you through? I thought about it, really thought about it. Did I regret loving Marcus? Marrying him? Waiting as long as I did? No, I said finally, because all of it led me here, to you, to this life, to understanding what real love actually looks like. If I hadn't gone through that, I might not have appreciated this. Besides, I added with a smile, watching Marcus's face when he realized I'd married his boss, that was just a bonus. William laughed, pulling me closer. You're terrible. You love it. I love you. Simple words. But from him, they meant everything, because they came with actions, with consistency, with commitment, with choice, the daily choice to be present, to be faithful, to be mine. I don't know what Marcus is doing now. I don't check his social media. I don't ask about him. He's become what he should have always been, irrelevant to my story. A footnote, a lesson learned. My story is about what came after, about rising from the ashes, about refusing to let someone else's poor choices define my worth, about finding love in the wreckage of heartbreak, and about learning that sometimes the worst betrayal is actually a gift in disguise. Because it frees you to find something real, something better, something you would have missed if you'd stayed comfortable in something mediocre. So thank you, Marcus, for leaving. Thank you for being so weak that you couldn't honor your vows. Thank you for showing me that I deserved better. Thank you for breaking my heart so completely that I had to rebuild it stronger. Because now I'm living a life I couldn't have even imagined when I was waiting by the phone for your calls. Now I'm loved by a man who doesn't need to find himself to know I'm worth keeping. Now I'm me, fully, completely, unapologetically me. And you? You're just the man who taught me what not to settle for. That's the real revenge, by the way. Not marrying his boss, not the settlement money, not even watching him realize what he lost. The real revenge is being genuinely happy, and I am, so that's my story. From doormat to diamond, from waiting wife to wanted woman, from broken to whole. Like and subscribe to get more episodes.